Hello everyone, welcome to Slipjoint Sawyer. Today we're going to be taking a look at an older sort of discontinued model. It was sort of upgraded into what we know as the Swiss Champ today. So technically I would say this is discontinued. We're going to be looking at the Champion C. Now there's quite a lot of different bits and pieces that happened with this through history, and I will do my best to not get it wrong. So yeah, Champion C originally was, well, it's the third iteration. Obviously you got A and B. They were 6-layer designs. The Champion C was introduced in 1973, which still had the older style long file across the back and a bail. This is a more modern one, so it doesn't have those features on there. And then in 1986, it was sort of updated and made into a 7-layer, from what I can tell on SacWiki. And the model number for that is 1.6783, and then the Champion C sort of went on till about 01, so you got 86, well, 73 to 01, and then the iteration I've got here is from 86 to 01. And a little bit of different pieces. So my one, I've managed to date it down between 1986 and 1991. Depend on a few things, the tang stamp and the fact there is no parcel hook on the back, and that was added in 1991. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at the tools, go over the functions of the knife, and just have a little rundown of it really. So we have black Cellidor scales on this, and now these were available from standard in black Cellidor, but this was picked up off the secondary market and there was plus scales added to it, so obviously you get the additional little pen on there. The corkscrew screwdriver was also added along with the pin, so those things wouldn't go standard if you came across one on the secondary market. We do have the older style corkscrew with a little groove running through it. Nice little ball-headed pin, makes it easy to get out. And obviously black tools are added to this as well, in the way of the toothpick and the tweezers on the front. Standard opening layer on this one then. The right hand side you get the cap lifter with the small flathead screwdriver that will also work in a very small Phillips. Left hand side you have the cap lifter, and you have the wire bender and the larger flathead screwdriver, and because this is an older one you have no half stop on that at all, so there's a nice cam tang on there. And now when I was saying about in 86 they updated it to be a 7-layer, that's when they introduced, I think, don't quote me on it, I may have got it wrong, but they introduced this layer here. And this is one of the coolest layers on a Swiss Army knife, but you get the inline Phillips screwdriver, which for me makes the functionality of that tool much better than the one you get instead of the corkscrew. Because if you think about it, for example, if you've got an Explorer or a Yeoman, it's only a 3 or 4 layer, so you can take 2 or 3 layers off this and it makes it into a great little screwdriver. Of course you get the half stop, so you still get the torque while twisting it. Think about it as well, once you've got the Phillips here, you've got this whole handle to try and get in a gap, so the screw's got to be pretty exposed to use it. And you get the magnifying glass. Now this is the older style magnifying glass, so you've got the grey plastic, and I believe this is the 6x magnifying glass. So see if you can sort of use that there. You can go up to my sticker and you can see it sort of working pretty well. I actually do use it a lot more than I thought I would for magnifying glass. Now I carry the Yeoman all the time, and I especially have done this last sort of month, or Yeoman, however you want to pronounce it. And I use it all the time. It's just a really handy little tool to have. Of course, it's on the same sort of snap as you would get on all the other tools. We have a nice pair of scissors on there as well, which have the flathead screwdriver pivot, so another sign that it's an older model, and they work absolutely perfectly. They are not missing a beat. The edge on them is still absolutely fantastic. Nice spring on there too. Next up then we have the sort of fish scaler, fish hook removal tool with the rule on it as well. So you have centimeters on this side, you've got 1 to 7, and then on the back you get that in inches, which is 1 to just over 3 inches. Hook removal tool at the end there, and you can see the descaler on there as well. And then in the same layer as that, so you can see there's no liner between, but they are counting that as a separate layer. You also get the wood saw. This has seen a bit of use. You can see you've got some scratches on there. Nice thin blade stock on it though as well. But look at the teeth, they're super aggressive on there. You get that nice flattened portion at the end, which if you're familiar rests on this part of the back spring here, stops the teeth smashing into the back spring, so saves you a little bit of sharpening. Nice action on all these tools as well. Now the wood saw, is it something you're going to want to use for a long period of time? No. For cutting off little branches, bits and pieces when you're out and about, if you're hiking, whatever, perfect for that. And then behind that, one of my favourite tools that I love is the metal file, or the large file with the sort of little metal saw underneath there as well. Can use the tip of that to clean nails. I've also used this to file off my nail if I've broken a bit or whatever I'm looking to do. It works fantastic. You can see we have the sort of crosshatch design on this side, and as well slightly different crosshatch on this side. Again, nice thin blade stock. And of course all these tools are well within the UK limit. This one is under 3 inches. And the saw as well, because that technically is a cutting edge, that is also under 3 inches. And I wouldn't particularly class this because there's nothing that you're going to cut anyone with that. It looks like a little tiny chip fork, if anything. And then on the very back layer, we have the large main blade, and you can see there's plenty of life left on this. Nice edge on there, front and back. We have the tang stamp, which consists of 4 lines on the front. We have Victorinox Switzerland stainless Ross fry, and if you notice, the V is the same size as Victorinox, which is key to dating one of these. And on the back you have the bolt touching the crossbow, which makes it between that sort of 86 to 92 era. So it doesn't lend itself to dating these quite well, so I managed to nail mine down to 86 to 01. Well, obviously without the original scales I wouldn't be able to tell the exact date, but I mean that's good enough range for me. Main blade, we have tip to tang of 2.75 inches with a cutting edge of 2.4 we're looking at, 2.4 inches on the cutting edge, so very UK friendly. Nice action on all these tools. The pull is about 5.5, then to about 6, maybe 6.5 a push from this sort of position here. And then on the back we get the nice little pen blade, and this is a lot more useful than you would think. I use mine for opening packages, things like that. See, nice edge on there too. Obviously all these tools have the classic Victorinox finish, it's that sort of tumbled polished look, and then we have the crescent moon nail nicks on here as well. The blade length then for the pen, we are looking at full length of 1.6 and a cutting edge of just shy of 1.5. Nice action on that. It's about a 5 pull to a 6 in the open position. And then the tools on the back, we are looking at, of course, the corkscrew. We've looked at that previously. Now, as I mentioned, that is an extra, the little corkscrew screwdriver, and the pin is also an extra as well. But most of my models, I will add these sort of two to them anyway. We have the older style corkscrew. And then behind that, you get the chisel. See that there? And then you also get the punch without the sewing eye. The edge on there. Punch looks like it's never been used. It's super pointy still. Be great for leather work. It's a nice nail nick on there as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This is honestly a fantastic model. I wish they would bring out some more variations of the Swiss Champ to reduce tools. Maybe like this one obviously is a Swiss Champ basically with no pliers. I know they've got some absolutely huge models that I will be getting to finish the collection, but honestly those ones are not really the best for me to sort of carry. I always find that a 4-layer is probably the max I like to carry in my pocket. Now I do have my Swiss Champ in my camp bag, so that is a full sort of 7-layer, but it lives in a pouch in there and it's never really on my pocket. It might be on my belt while I'm out and about, while I'm camping. But yeah, that's just personal preference, 3 and 4 layers for me. But there we go, guys. That's my review of the Victorinox Champion C, model number 1.6783. I really hope you enjoyed this review. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.